saw a post about a co-op job fair last minute, and I headed there after work to try and learn more about co-ops and find some to interview for this series. Even though I was nervous, I was excited, and it felt like a clear sign that this project should also be a co-op. Welcome to episode 4, Let's Catch You Up. I started this project in hopes of learning more about co-ops. Then Vane joined. Then we decided to make this project a co-op. We had no idea how or where to start, but I did know the why. Normally, movies or series are funded by movie studios or production companies or even crowdfunding. They usually approve a project or movie or series and then pay either their own production company or another one to create said project. Independent media is usually funded by crowdfunding sites like Kickstarter and others like it. These are funded by the filmmakers and the crew's friends, family, and acquaintances. With movie studios, when it comes to documentaries, those are largely self-funded or funded through grants. Then, in the best case scenario, that documentary will get bought by a distributor who will then take it to streamers or to TV channels, and that's how they make money. While all these methods of getting projects made have their pros, I think they have more problems than anything. Take movie studios. Studio executives are the de facto gatekeepers of Hollywood, meaning they are the ones who will approve or give funding to projects. And with all the consolidation happening, that group of gatekeepers is becoming smaller and more homogenous. While movie studios do pay their creators some residuals and back-end pay, with streamers, that's becoming a thing of the past, and is turning a bad situation even worse. With crowdfunding, my biggest gripe is how inefficient it is. Creating a whole crowdfunding campaign takes an immense amount of time and money, and honestly, the only people who give to those campaigns are friends, family, and acquaintances of the filmmakers. Like, I've never given to a campaign that didn't belong to someone I knew. So that still leaves me with the question, why am I starting a co-op? I want to explore other ways of getting media projects funded, more open, more efficient, more equitable. When I got to the co-op job fair, I was blown away with the various types of worker-owned cooperatives and the amount of people there. I talked to a couple of grocery, worker-owned co-ops, a cafe, a nonprofit, a co-op landscaping business, a housing co-op. I went home with a lot of contacts and even more confirmation that this project needed to be a co-op. So, me and Vane got started and we started talking about it.
So I found this really great co-op creator kind of questionnaire. I think we should take it. Obviously, this is not like actual legal advice, but it's just like a fun little questionnaire. Why do you want to create this business? That's a good question. That's a great question.
Yeah. So I'm assuming we're the shareholders.
Yeah.
I think this project is twofold. This project has the potential to benefit the co-op community at large. I also think this project is for us to start a media project that centers co-ops, A and C.
How do you want decisions to be made about your business? And a shareholder, I guess in our project would be like a crew member, so a producer, an editor.
Part of me has, I immediately felt like, well, of course, if you invest more money, you should get more votes. But I think the reason that we're doing this process is to get away from mindset that the more money you have, the more power you have over a project.
Yeah, and I also was thinking with C, in terms of movie making, right? If there's a decision to be made about props, the prop people should probably be the ones making that stakeholder group, right? So I could see times where C would also kind of happen. So I guess C, A and C again. Question 3, what do you want your business to do with its profit?
This is hard.
But definitely distribute it to its owners. I think that would be A and C. Actually,
Yeah.
A and C again.
I agree. I think this feels like a question that we'd maybe decide year by year. Maybe 1 year where our goal is to do this with the business, and that requires investing in it. You could see it either way.
We combine A and C. 4, who should oversee the operations of the business?
I think A.
Yeah, so I'll go with A
Yeah.
too. So we're both
I will say though, I think from the like kind of understanding that I have of like co-op development, a lot of the times like the board may initially be like people who aren't part of the organization and who are just like advisors or like counselors. But eventually, once it gets big enough or once certain goals have been met, you want to elect people from the organization to fit those roles.
5. If the business needs money, how do you think it should raise funds? I think C.
See, that's what we want to do.
Yeah, that's what we're kind of doing right now.
Yeah, like we don't want to limit ourselves to just raising funds or to just grants.
6. Who should own the business?
And I wonder, I have heard before the phrase like use its services being used for like people who work there. So I wonder if that's what it means.
Okay, yeah.
Who do you think should own critical mass?
I think the people who work in it, the crew. The workers, yeah. The workers.
Yeah.
The crew owners.
Maybe we start off as a worker co-op, but like eventually if enough people or organizations join, like could it be a consumer co-op too? I feel like that's kind of how like a Patreon or like those sites, a community works already.
So we're tied. We're tied between A and C for answers. Okay, so it says if you choose mostly A's, a co-op is a good fit for your business idea. If you answer C, think about using a nonprofit corporation. So we're in between yes for co-op, but also yes for nonprofit. That's interesting.
Or community. Have you heard of community service co-op model?
No.
Me neither.
Oh, but you're gonna tell me.
Obviously, this was just a fun quiz, but it gave us so many more questions and answers. So we reached out to some media co-ops, hoping to find some answers. Subscribe to the channel to see the next episode, or join the locals community to help support this project. Follow me on TikTok to get more behind the scenes of this docuseries. Alright, until the next episode.